August 2025. A month that will be remembered in South African history. South Africa is exporting oranges, wine, car parts, business as usual. Our economy thrives on these exports, creating jobs and sustaining livelihoods. Suddenly, the US under Trump slaps a 30% tariff on our goods, tearing up AGOA and sending shockwaves through our economy. This abrupt change leaves businesses scrambling. Tariffs hit not just us, but much of Africa. The ripple effect is felt across the continent. For South Africa, the impact is immediate. Industries built on US exports face disaster. Factories halt production and workers fear for their jobs. The Citrus Growers Association warns of certain job losses. The agricultural sector is particularly hard hit. It's an economic crisis delivered by a White House press release. The news spreads quickly, causing panic. The government scrambles, trying to negotiate, but the damage is done. Diplomatic efforts seem too little, too late. Our most valuable exports, minerals, car parts, agricultural products, are targeted. These sectors are the backbone of our economy. It feels less like trade policy, more like punishment. The sentiment is shared by many. This is a harsh reminder of our vulnerability to global powers. We are at the mercy of international decisions. The US slamming the door forces us to look elsewhere. New trade routes and partners must be found. The tariffs don't just hurt our economy, they force us to rethink our place in the world. We must adapt to survive. Suddenly the question isn't if we need a new plan, but how fast we can find one. Time is of the essence. South Africa faces a painful lesson. When a global giant changes the rules, we feel the pain first. Our economy is left reeling. The search for new partners begins. We must forge new alliances to secure our future. As South Africa reels from US tariffs, its economy faces mounting pressure and uncertainty. Exporters worry about shrinking markets, and local industries brace for impact. China steps in, not with threats, but with open arms and a massive checkbook. Beijing's approach is calculated yet welcoming, offering hope where there was anxiety. At a major trade conference, China and South Africa announced deeper investment cooperation. The mood is optimistic, with both sides eager to showcase a new era of partnership. China eliminates tariffs on almost all African imports, while the US builds barriers. Suddenly, African goods have a new, eager market, and a powerful friend. Over 30 African countries sign up for China's deal before the US tariffs even hit. The momentum is unmistakable as leaders rush to secure their place in this new alliance. China positions itself as Africa's most reliable economic ally, offering market access, investment, and the promise of shared growth. For South Africa, this is more than a lifeline, it's a pivot. New infrastructure projects spring up, and trade routes shift eastward. Our Mineral Resources Minister declares China our biggest trading partner, signaling a fundamental realignment. The message is clear. The future is being rewritten. The contrast is stark. The US brings uncertainty. China brings opportunity. The difference is visible in every port, every deal, every handshake. Of course, nothing is free. China's generosity comes with expectations. Influence, access, and loyalty are all part of the unspoken bargain. But for a South African economy in crisis, China's offer looks less like a choice and more like a necessity. The stakes are high and the alternatives are few. The dragon arrives bearing gifts, investments, infrastructure, and a promise of prosperity. The real question: what will China want in return? As deals are signed and hands are shaken, the future hangs in the balance. South Africa is about to find out, as a new chapter in its economic story begins to unfold. Where is all this Chinese money headed? Straight into South Africa's critical sectors: mining, energy, and infrastructure. The Bayin non-ferrous group invests billions in Gauteng's gold mines, a huge vote of confidence. China targets our energy crisis with plans to boost electricity capacity, especially renewables. Chinese firms promise to localize supply chains, creating jobs and using local materials. This isn't just about buying minerals. China wants to be part of extraction, processing, and powering the system. Companies like Hisense and BAIC, already here, double down on their investments. The new wave builds on existing foundations, but takes the relationship to a new level. Investments are highly visible, fixing the power grid, revitalizing mines, building roads and ports. China is now intertwined with the systems that keep South Africa running. The benefits are tangible, making the partnership popular and harder to criticize. But our futures are becoming more linked than ever. When your ship is sinking, you don't question the rescue boat. Chinese investment is plugging the hole left by US tariffs, saving jobs and stabilizing the economy. Billions invested means salaries, contracts, and tax revenue. Real relief for a struggling nation. The pivot gives South Africa leverage. We're no longer at the mercy of one trading bloc. Diversifying partners gives us bargaining power in global negotiations. China's focus on infrastructure and energy addresses urgent domestic problems, upgrading ports, roads, and the power grid. China brings both funding and expertise, promising quick results. If this partnership keeps the lights on and goods moving, the impact on daily life is huge. There's also a psychological boost. After the US shock, China's arrival brings renewed optimism. It signals to the world and to ourselves that South Africa can adapt and survive. Confidence returns, encouraging local investment and reassuring citizens. For now, Plan B is working. The rescue boat is here, but who's steering? Deepening ties with China isn't just trade, it's a strategic realignment. China's investments are calculated, not charity. Our priorities may start to shift to match theirs. The trade imbalance is stark. We export raw minerals, import finished goods, a colonial pattern. Will new investments help us build our own industries or just make us better at exporting raw materials? There's also the risk of debt-trap diplomacy. If we can't pay back, China could take control of key assets. Even direct investment creates dependency. If China pulls funding, we're in trouble. Our growing reliance on China could alienate traditional partners like the US and EU. We risk trading one dependency for another, possibly even bigger one. The challenge: avoid swapping old problems for new ones. The stakes are higher than ever. Not everyone is cheering the Chinese pivot. Locals worry, will new jobs go to South Africans or imported labor? Without strong protections, billions could be invested with little benefit for the unemployed. There's anxiety over foreign control of key assets, mines, the power grid, infrastructure. Who decides if business interests clash with national interests? Environmental concerns loom. Will regulations be enforced, or corners cut for quick profits? Activists demand oversight to prevent long-term harm to our land and water. If the public sees benefits going only to elites or foreign companies, social unrest could follow. For this partnership to work, it must be transparent, accountable, and benefit all South Africans. Otherwise, the backlash could be severe. South Africa stands at a crossroads, facing three possible futures. The decisions we make today will shape the nation for generations to come, determining whether we thrive, stagnate, or fall into a trap. First, smart survival, where we use Chinese investment to stabilize our economy, fix the energy crisis, and upgrade critical infrastructure. With these foundations, we can leverage our improved position to rebalance global partnerships and negotiate from a place of strength. Chinese projects create jobs, transfer valuable skills, and help us build our own industries. If managed wisely, this could spark a new era of growth, innovation, and opportunity for millions of South Africans. Second, stagnation. The investment prevents collapse, but deeper problems remain unsolved. Corruption, inequality, and unemployment persist, holding us back from real progress. We trade dependence on the West for dependence on China, and real growth stalls. Our economy becomes vulnerable to external shocks, and the promise of transformation fades. Third, the strategic trap. Dependency on China becomes absolute, and our autonomy slips away. Local jobs are few, profits leave the country, and environmental damage mounts. Communities suffer as local businesses are pushed aside and natural resources are depleted. Our sovereignty erodes, relationships with the West collapse, and when China's priorities shift, we're left stranded, isolated and weakened on the world stage. The pivot could be salvation, or a new trap. The stakes have never been higher. The outcome depends on our choices now. Strong negotiations, vigilant civil society, and a balanced partnership are essential to secure a prosperous future. South Africa has found a powerful new friend, but friendship must be built on mutual respect and shared benefit. The challenge is to ensure this friendship is one of equals, not subservience. We must demand transparency, accountability, and fair opportunity for all. Our future is being written in real time. The world is watching, and history will judge the path we choose. The next move is ours. The responsibility and the opportunity belongs to us all.